Hello you fine ladies and gentlemen, how are you all doing? I hope your day is going well. Today the Death Star DLC came out, actually yesterday the Death Star DLC came out, but today we're going over some of the patches and changes made with the update. Now I'm not going to be going over the new items and heroes added in the Death Star DLC in this video because I will be doing videos on those very soon. So this is only patch notes and changes that were made to the game that affect either game modes or gameplay or anything else that I may have forgotten. So let's get right into it. I'm going to start off with changes made to vehicles, and especially vehicles in Fighter Squadron. Now, there is a new lock-on thing that you may have seen if you hopped in the game. I certainly noticed it, and I was like, what is this? And I kind of figured out what it was, but I did have to go check the patch notes. By the way, the full list of patch notes will be in the description below if you want to go check them out for yourself. Now, what was new about the flying is there's something called a soft lock overheat mechanic. So when you lock onto a ship, and you fire, usually your blasters overheat. Well, now the lock-on overheats, so you can't just stay locked on forever. You need to time your lock-ons so that it is more advantageous to you, of course, and so that you don't overheat, because now that lock-on does overheat, and there is, of course, kind of a new little graphic that shows the overheating soft lock. So that's kind of cool. That's a cool addition to the game, and not quite sure how it affects Fighter Squadron yet. I'll have to play a little more with it to figure that out. But yes, also with the vehicles, improved vehicle collision handling, meaning that when you run into another vehicle, you will not instantly explode, and it'll only deal a certain amount of damage. So that is also very, very good, because I was kind of annoyed with people just running into me and then ending my streaks. Now, for the TIE Interceptor, this is also something you probably noticed while playing the Battle Station game mode. But TIE Interceptors no longer have missiles. Instead, they have this laser barrage. So when activated, the player fires without overheating their blasters on their ship, and their each blast does more damage. So that's kind of cool. No more missiles. So I don't know what to think of it yet. Again, I'll have to play a little more with it to really get the gist of it, but that is pretty cool. Also, the A-Wing, the shield ability, has been replaced with a speed boost ability. And of course, there are some bug fixes with the skirmish mode. Now, I'm not going to go over all of these because there are a lot. So again, if you want to check out these individually, check the description below. Now, there is one bug fix that I will go over though, because I know a lot of people actually ran into this bug, and that is when an issue in which players in co-op could spawn in as the same hero. If they both activated the hero token at the same time, you can no longer do that. So, on to the weapons and star cards. Now, with the scout binoculars, I don't know who uses that, but if you do, cooldown has been reduced with 10 seconds. So, that's pretty cool. Also, with the backed bomb, reduce the cooldown with 10 seconds. And backed bomb added a 4-second healing immunity from the back bomb. Yes, that's right. You do not instantly gain those 20 extra points of health. Those have to go 5 at a time, I believe. 5 points at a time over 4 seconds, and then you will have that 20% health. Now, for traits, players can now equip a trait card on each of their hands, meaning you can bring 2 different traits into the battle. This is actually really great, and I'm glad they introduced this to the game, and I'm definitely going to be using that a lot. There have been some drastic changes to trait cards, and I would take them with a grain of salt if I were you, because these are so drastic. I can't believe DICE would have changed them completely. But let's get into them, and you can make of them what you wish. Now, for Bodyguard, it used to be explosive damage reduction by certain percentages. Now it is damage reduction, flat out, just straight up damage reduction. Trait 1 is damage reduction 10%, trait rank 2, 25%, and rank 3, 50%. Now, with Bounty Hunter, there is no longer power-ups with each kill. It is now only faster card cooldowns. Now, I don't know if faster card cooldowns with each kill, or just faster card cooldowns while having the trait equipped. I'm going to have to test that out. But for right now, again, it just says 10% faster card cooldowns with rank 1, and up to rank 3, it is a 50% faster card cooldown. So again, I'm not sure if that is on each kill or just while you have the card equipped on that certain rank. I'm not sure, but again, no more power-ups with the Bounty Hunter trait. That's kind of weird. So I don't know, it's definitely different. Now with the Berserker, it is also completely different. It is no longer 25% damage increase when hurt. It is now a 15% bonus to hipfire damage with rank 1. And up to rank 3, there is no longer damage resistance. It is only 50% bonus to hipfire. So despite the fact that there is no longer a damage resistance with rank 3 of Berserker trait, and it's kind of changed up the whole trait, I still think it is probably one of the best traits in the game, because really hipfire damage is the way to go. So now with the Escape Artist trait, it has been nerfed slightly. There are no longer any lethal melee strikes at rank 3, and sprint speeds for rank 1 and 2 have been decreased slightly, and then a 5% increase to bonus sprint speed at level 3. So that has definitely been nerfed because, of course, there is no longer that lethal melee, and sprint speed has actually been nerfed in rank 1 and 2. Now onto Scout trait, which has been flipped around a little bit. Level 1, now instead of sprinting doesn't trigger the enemy scanners, it is now firing your blaster doesn't trigger enemy scanners, and at rank 2, sprinting doesn't trigger scanners. So those two were flipped around, and at rank 3 it's completely different. Instead of resetting your blaster heat, it scrambles the enemy scanners, so it kind of blinds their radar, which is actually really cool and quite powerful. So I wouldn't say this trait has been nerfed, but it definitely has been changed quite a bit. Now Sharpshooter is also completely different and actually sounds pretty good. Instead of headshots making faster card cooldowns, zooming in with your weapon gives it bonus damage. So for rank 1, 15% bonus damage while zooming, rank 2, a 30% bonus damage, and at rank 3, 50% bonus damage while zooming. That actually sounds like a really powerful trait. Now Survivalist trait hasn't been changed too much, except on rank 3, the kills no longer regenerate some of your health. So that has been negated, and now at rank 3 it's 2 seconds until health regeneration, which is very, very quick. So those are the changes to Survivalist and all of the traits. Now they have been changed around a lot. I'm not sure what to make of this yet, although Bodyguard actually sounds like a very powerful trait now with that damage reduction. Bounty Hunter sounds like a pretty good one if you like using your star cards. Berserker still sounds very powerful, lots of damage output, but not it does not have that damage resistance, which is kind of weird. And then Escape Artist, kind of the same thing still. Scout sounds really good. Scrambling enemy scanners, that is actually really, really good and fits really well into the Scout trait. And then a Sharpshooter also sounds very powerful. So let's go over some hero changes really quickly. With Vader, regular soldiers that are under the effect of the Force Choke will not be able to use melee attacks. I know that didn't even do that much damage to Vader, but that's a change. Now, of course, I will also say this, the level cap has been raised to 90, which is quite high, so it's going to be a race to get up to 90 the quickest. So that's definitely going to be something you might want to partake in, I'm not sure. But that's really all the patch notes and changes to game modes and gameplay that I can see that are kind of important in this list. Again, if you want to check out the full list in the description below. So thank you all so much for watching. A lot of Death Star DLC content coming soon, so stay tuned. And as always, I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.